Hi everyone, today's video is a favorites video and I'm talking concealers today. These are my top 3 concealers. 2 are for the under eye area and 1 is for concealing on the face, so blemishes or any discolorations. First up is the L'Oreal True Match Super-Blendable Concealer. This comes in a tube and it's a liquid formula. This concealer is excellent. It covers my dark circles very well. It blends easily. I like to pat it in with a brush, and then if I feel I need to, just pat at it with a beauty sponge. But I find it doesn't settle into the fine lines, it doesn't crease, it lasts pretty much all day for me, and what I consider all day would be about 6 to 8 hours. I don't expect with my oily skin that I'm going to get too much more than that, but I feel this concealer is excellent. Now what I don't like about this is that I find it can get a little bit messy when you're finished and you're popping the wand back in and closing it. I find a lot of product ends up around the edge here and it gets a little bit messy. If you follow me on Instagram, I just posted a picture of how it looked like after using it and closing it. Also for the under eyes, I really enjoy the Rimmel Match Perfection Concealer. Now this is also a liquid formula, but this one comes out, it's a squeezy tube, and then it's got a little brush at the end. I wouldn't suggest using this brush for blending. I'll use again my brush or the beauty sponge. But I find this concealer, when I'm having a day that the dark circles aren't as bad, then I'll reach for this concealer because it's a little bit less coverage than the L'Oreal, but it's still great coverage. It blends well, doesn't crease or settle, and it also lasts a good amount of time. Now for concealing any blemishes, spots, or discolorations on my face, so like my cheeks or chin or whatnot, or my nose, I like to use something that's a little bit thicker and creamier. This is the NYX Concealer in a jar. So what I'll do is I'll just take a brush, dab it into the product, and then kind of pat it into where I need it. I find with these type of creamier consistency products, it's better to pat than to kind of rub. And I don't find it blends in as well if I'm using the sponge. I find it's better to just pat it in, with your finger. The warmth from your finger will really help it. Or I find using a brush works for me. So I find this covers, blemishes, red spots very well. It lasts all day and it feels lightweight on the skin. I don't notice it on my skin. So my camera battery died, so it is now an hour later. I had to stop, charge the battery. I had lunch while the battery charged, and now I'm back. So the lighting might be a little bit different, but hopefully you didn't even notice. But now I've told you, so it doesn't even matter. Anyway, those were my favorite 3 concealers, but I did want to give an honorable mention to one product, the Revlon Photoready Concealer. Comes in a stick format, and it's actually a very creamy concealer despite being in a stick. Now I would use this much like I use the NYX Concealer to cover any blemishes, red spots around the face. I wouldn't use it for my under eye area just because for me liquid products work better, but I think it would work well under the eyes if you do like something that's a little bit, thicker or creamier in consistency. It does blend well, it has great staying power and very good coverage. The great thing about all the concealers that I mentioned is that they are available at the drugstore. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope that you found some of the information useful. I would like to know what types of videos you'd like to see. I've gotten a couple of requests for nail polish videos, like what are my favorites, what kinds of polishes are good in terms of formula and how they last. I actually picked out my favorite nail polishes and I was going to do a video on them, but I realized 2 out of the 3 are discontinued and I was hesitant to share those with everyone because then you're not going to be able to go out and pick those up if you're interested in them. But if you'd still like to see it, let me know. I'll go ahead and I'll do it. But I was thinking that it's probably time for me to pick up some new polishes, give those a try, and then I can report back on what I liked, what I didn't like. Again, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.